Hello there, I'm Nat Wallen. I've been a realtor here in Charleston, South Carolina since I got out of college in 1995, and well, I've lived here all my life. Welcome to the Downtown Charleston Overview Video Tour. I created this YouTube channel really with a goal to help you become more familiar with Charleston than many of the people that already live here. So do make sure to subscribe if you're new and need to learn the area. Now, this is part of a much larger video where we highlight all of Charleston, the good and the bad. This way you can make an informed and confident decision about your move. Below you'll see links to my website at natwallen.com. You can click into any part of town and then click into any price point and see all of the homes for sale in any area without typing anything. And it only shows available properties, so you can avoid the wild goose chase and just see stuff that's actually for sale. All right, one last thing. There's a link to the full tour below and also to the playlist so you can watch any part in any order. Share it if you like it, comment below if you have questions, and let's jump into the downtown Charleston part of the tour. Here we go. Charleston is known as the Holy City, and as you can see, there are church steeples everywhere. In fact, the BAR, which is our Board of Architectural Review, they restrict the heights so the tallest buildings are not allowed to extend higher than these steeples. Downtown is also known as the Historic District. Now, I like to start the tour here because, well, really this is where it all began. Well, actually, this park in West Ashley, Charlestown Landing, is where Charleston was founded, and I'll get to that later. But for the most part, Charleston grew from this point outward. Now, many people say that downtown feels like a small European city, as there are bluestone sidewalks everywhere, there are hidden gardens, art galleries everywhere, and even some cobblestone streets. It's beautiful. Now, you can see that it is a peninsula. The Ashley River and the Cooper River meet to form the Charleston Harbor. We can see Fort Sumter here in the distance, and it's a great idea to take a tour of Fort Sumter. You can get on a boat and go out. It's a great way to spend the day, so don't just drive around in circles. Get out on the water. This side of town is referred to as West Ashley because it's west of the Ashley River, and this side is referred to as east of the Cooper because of the Cooper River here. Now, I have some really cool things to show you with this bridge leading to Mount Pleasant, but, well, let's not skip ahead too soon. The tip of Charleston here is the Battery. It's lined with beautiful mansions, and these are the homes that saw the first shots of the Civil War. History really permeates the place. In fact, there's a really good book called Days of Destruction. You can get it on Amazon. It talks about the bombing of Charleston that lasted 567 days. And it's really a very interesting read, and it talks about early bomb technology and how people had to move their families a little further into the peninsula as they were able to shoot them farther and farther over time. Early Charlestonians, they even had to paint this steeple black to camouflage it at night to protect it because it was a really good target. And they actually ran out of black paint, so they added green to it. And when you drive around Charleston, you'll see these black shutters and just black colors that have a little tint of green. That's called Charleston green, and that's where that came from. I have a friend, his name is Tommy Dew, kind of like Mountain Dew. He gives historic walking tours. He and I worked on an early iPhone app that was a self-guided walking tour. Tommy says that Charleston has the highest concentration of preserved buildings anywhere in the country. So many people come here and they jump on a carriage tour, which is fine, but you only get little snippets of history because they have to keep the carriage moving. I highly recommend taking a walking tour because there's so much to learn, and, well, you get to take your time and you learn so much by not having to rush along. All right, let's talk about the layout of downtown. Charleston has a few main lines of traffic that define it. Highway 17 runs north to south. So if you go south, you're on your way to Florida, and north will take you to Myrtle Beach and then ultimately North Carolina. This section of 17 is called the Crosstown, and from a realtor's point of view, this cuts downtown in half. So this is the area south of the Crosstown, and this area is to the north. The north is more affordable, and many parts of it, like Wagner Terrace, feel like a Beaver Cleaver 1950s neighborhood with tons of charm and some infill projects. There's also the Citadel Military College here along the Ashley River. Now, there's a great deal of history at this school, and while I never went, I know many people who have, and they seem to have really enjoyed it. So you can go to the Citadel Bulldog football games at the Johnson Haygood Stadium here, and even check out the dress parades. So if you live downtown, you may hear taps being played when school is in session at night. Now, this is our baseball stadium. It's called the Joe after our famous and now retired Mayor Joe Riley. The River Dogs are owned by Bill Murray. He lives here and has been known to crash weddings and just show up at people's dinner parties here in Charleston. They shoot fireworks off after the games, and the Joe is just really a great place to take the family. It's really fun. Hampton Park is also nearby. It's right next to the Citadel, and it's really worthy of its own video. It was a plantation in colonial times, and then in the 1830s it became a jockey club, so they had horse races, and as you can see, it's just beautiful. It's got gardens and a lake, and this is called the Duck Pond. So there's been a lot of history at Hampton Park, and it's really also a very nice and affordable place to get married. Like, it might even be free. Now, I haven't been married in a while since '02, so I'm not 100% sure on that detail, so check on that. But believe me, Charleston is a major wedding destination, so if you're looking to have a wedding, start booking a place soon. All right, let's get back to the layout of town. King Street, Meeting Street, Ashley Avenue, and Rutledge Avenue run the length of the peninsula, while Lockwood and East Bay run along the edges. Lockwood turns at this sharp curve into Broad Street, which crosses over the whole peninsula here to East Bay. This takes about 6 minutes by car, depending on if you hit the lights and get behind a horse carriage. Now, this whole section of the peninsula here is very sought after, and it's referred to as South of Broad because it's south of Broad Street, which is really a beautiful neighborhood, and it's really the essence of downtown Charleston. So there are colorful rooftops and wrought iron gates. Now, these properties, they are just a joy to show and sell, but there are things to know about them, like which streets flood and different types of inspections to get on these old homes. And just make sure to ask us if you're considering a purchase and don't already have representation. This section between Broad and Calhoun includes much of the College of Charleston campus, which is where I went to school. I graduated in '95. And if you want to really take in all of this and really get the best out of it, the best way to do that is by bicycle. So if you do that, make sure to hit Colonial Lake and then weave in through south of Broad, take the Battery up along the harbor, and then maybe end up at the Waterfront Park. In fact, here's a little local insight if you do that. If you're on the Battery heading to the Waterfront Park, turn on Water Street here and then right on Church. Stoll's Alley is a really charming little cut through, and it's one of my favorite places down here. It's a tight little alleyway, and really not a lot of people know about it. It's just a nice little cut through here. And it connects you right to East Bay. This is the yacht club here, and then turn left, and then you made it to one of the most beautiful places downtown. The Waterfront Park, it's a 12-acre park that opened in 1990. Charleston's longest-running mayor, Joe Riley, I mentioned him earlier, he made many improvements to the Holy City, including our baseball stadium, which I told you. He was the mayor for 40 years. He planned this park, which features 2 fountains, this classic pineapple fountain, which is a symbol of celebration in Charleston, and also this larger water fountain. Kids cool off in it during the summertime, while the adults get a little break on the sidelines as well. Okay, what more can I say about downtown? Well, if you're a foodie, Charleston's cuisine is amazing. There are restaurants everywhere, and a good place to explore is Upper King Street. The place is really bustling. You'll find really good restaurants, nightlife, theaters. Charleston is a very busy town, and unlike Myrtle Beach, there's always something going on here year-round. We have the Southeastern Wildlife Exposition every year, where artists come from all over. We have the Charleston Food and Wine Festival. Spoleto brings dance troupes, theater groups, artists from all over the world. There's also great business to be done here with Boeing and Volvo, and trade is good as we have the second most efficient port in the world. Charleston has also become known as the Silicon Harbor, and this upper end of the peninsula known as the Neck has quite a few large and small tech firms. I even have a software I've created. I named it after my children, Bella and Ruby. So if you decide you need a home from me or anyone on my team, we will give you a Bella Ruby portal to help you manage your home when we close. And speaking of technology, let me share something that will help you find a home down here. If you visit my site at natwallen.com, right on the home page, you'll see it says that this is Charleston's most comprehensive real estate website. Now, let me show you why. If you click this second little square here on the right, or if you just scroll down, it will take you to this Become a Local Expert section. It's white. Now, it might take a moment for these photos to load. But these are all 18 areas in Charleston. So if you want to explore downtown, click into the Downtown Charleston page. Now, you won't see any houses right away, but here's the trick. You can click Homes by Price and view all of the houses in any price range. Just click, so you never have to type anything on this site. And you can also click Homes by Category and view all of the townhouses or condos. Now, I suggest using this Homes with Off-Street Parking link so you'll never have to worry about parking your car downtown. All right, on our way out of downtown, let me show you the hospital district. Medical is great here, and if you're coming here to attend the medical university, you'll likely need to find a quiet spot to study. Now, there are plenty of condos downtown, and many people even buy houses from us, and they sell them when they leave so they don't waste money on rent those 4 or 5 years. So you can just click this Homes by Category and then the Condos and Townhouses link. Now, here's a quick pro tip. Use this sort tool to look from low to high or to sort by subdivision, or even if you want to look at the newest listings on the site. You'll find this on all of the 18 area pages.
Okay, that was downtown Charleston. And like I said, this is part of a much bigger tour. Most of my clients, they binge the whole thing in a weekend and they know what they want before they get here, which makes it fun and exciting for everyone, and it really helps the internet make sense if you're out of town. Now, as a small favor, if you liked this, would you mind leaving me a small comment and like it and even share the video? This will help more people like yourself and would very much help me and the group of agents that made this. And don't be afraid to leave feedback or talk about any future tours that you'd like to see. Thanks again, and don't forget to watch the other tours in the series. Take care. Bye.